Sorry y'all, I had to get a cute thumbnail, but hey y'all, what's up? It's me, Lilmissfenty. As y'all can see, we have our couch. So happy. So happy to have a couch, y'all. A lot of people were asking me about my smoking videos, y'all. I would just like to say that I already told you guys I had to take them off of here. So I put them on the weed tube. And y'all, with all this stuff going on in the world today, I don't really know exactly what happened. But the weed tube was started 5 years ago, y'all. I was there for the start. I had an account from the start. I had been there from the start. I didn't really post on there, but I had like all my smoking videos on there. Because I just, you know, I was gonna eventually get on there and I just never really did it because I'm a procrastinating ass bitch. And it got shut down, y'all. April 2nd. That's so sad. I don't really know exactly what happened, but that's very upsetting because I really liked that platform. It was specifically for people that smoked. Like, that was so cool. But anyways, y'all, very sad to go. But the announcement that I was gonna make is I'm going to basically just start a whole new channel on here. Not a new one, but another one. So I'm gonna have this channel and I'm gonna have a new channel that I'm gonna be smoking on, okay y'all? Because we have to have two separate channels for that because that's just how it's gonna have to be. But that's besides the point, so let's get into this video. This topic is long. The last video about this topic was long. So I'm gonna try to make it a little bit shorter. I have notes this time, so I don't have to think off the freaking top of my noggin. Today, we are going to be doing the complete opposite of our last stripping video, and we are going to be talking about the worst times that I have had stripping. We're going to be talking about the worst times that I have had, like personally, bad nights that I've had, bad experiences that I've had, and also just bad stuff that I've seen. Bad stuff that I've seen happen to other girls or other people. Situations that I was put in, not because of myself, but I was just put in the situations. So anyways, we got some notes here. Let's get into it. I'm gonna tell you guys, obviously, my worst nights. Let's start with the strip club. Number one I have here is making no money. So I don't know if y'all know this. Well, I think I said this in my, like how to audition at a strip club or whatever. I've probably said it in one of my videos. You have to have money to work at the strip club. Your body is your business and you're basically like booth renting. You have to pay the place, the strip club where you're working at, to work there. So every night that you work, you have to pay to work. There are nights during slow season where you literally make no money. Like there will be an entire week that I have gone with making literally no money, like $0.00. Or like 1 week I'll make like $100 the entire week. Yes, there are nights where you make absolutely no money and you still have to pay your house fee. Usually clubs will, they always make you pay your house fee before. So if you don't have your house fee, you just can't work. And then there are nights where you do pay your house fee and you're not gonna make it back, boo. Like it's like that sometimes. It's okay that you don't make it back sometimes. Sometimes it's just like that. Sometimes it's just, even if it is busy, it might just, let me slow down, y'all, let me slow down. Even if it is busy, it just might not be your night or something. I don't know. It might be a weird night. I'm telling you, y'all, every stripper has had a night, whether it was in the beginning of their career, the end of their career, whether they weren't feeling good, whatever the case may have been, where they have not made money, okay? That's pretty much like the basic that everybody's like, oh, what's the bad downfalls of stripping, girl? You don't make money, and that's really all people talk about, but people don't talk about the other stuff. So all right, so yeah, not making money, not making your house fee back, making less than $100, whatever, that shit sucks. So that's a downfall of stripping. Let's get into me and my personal, like the stuff that has happened to me, I guess. Okay, so one of my worst times stripping. And number two, I have here the time when the dude found out I had a boyfriend and then he went around the club telling everybody so that they didn't tip me. So what happened was there was this guy that came in. This is why I don't tell. Okay, so whether I have a boyfriend or not, I never in sex work tell people that I have a significant other because I had a bad experience with it and I will never do that. It fucked up my money and I'll never do it again. And one thing people don't do is fuck up my money. And the fact that I fucked up my money because I was truthful, bitch, what the fuck? You should have just lied. Hold on, back to the beginning. Dude comes in like the night before. Guy comes in, he does like, this was like the beginning of my stripping career. He does like a 2-hour room with me and my friend, him and his friend. They take me and my friend upstairs. We do like a 2-hour room or whatever. He tips us really, really well. And he's like, oh, we're coming back tomorrow because we're only in town for so long. We're like, okay, cool, whatever, we'll be here tomorrow. Next day comes, we're there tomorrow. The same dude comes back in. So I don't know why we were talking about it. I really don't remember. But he asked me if I had a boyfriend, and I pretty much told him the truth. I was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. Because I don't know why, like, people, I don't know why that matters to people, y'all. Like, I hate to break it to y'all, a lot of strippers are married, actually, too. Married or not single. I told him I had a boyfriend at the time, and this dude got so mad. He not only did not do a lap dance or a room or tip me or buy me drinks all night, he also went around the club harassing me, like, why the fuck would you not tell me you had a boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. Like, I owed him that shit. And then I got so mad because I was on the middle stage, and there was, like, people tipping me. And he was going around with people telling them, like, oh, she has a boyfriend, don't tip her. She has a boyfriend, don't tip her. And people were literally walking away from the stage. Bitch, I hopped off stage so motherfucking quick, went and told the security guard, and he got kicked the fuck out. Because don't do that shit. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? My thing is, I will tell people whatever they want to hear to get that fucking money. So, even if I'm not married, but if I was married, I would never tell somebody that. Because... no, babe, this is the fantasy. I can make up whatever fantasy I want while I'm in here in this strip club. This isn't even my real name. So, like, this isn't my real name, my real hair, my real face. Like, I mean, it is, but I have makeup on. But you know what I'm saying? This is all a fantasy. I'm single for the night. So, like, let's do a room. Let's get a lap dance, whatever. Number 3. So, the club that I was working at, this is, like, an extreme case, but shit like this happens, y'all. The time when it was summer and the air conditioning broke. Y'all, when I tell y'all, first off, it's a strip club, and the strip club is usually a little bit colder, especially even in the winter. Like, it's cold in there because you're on the pole. So, like, if you're hot and you're on the pole, you're gonna sweat a lot, and it's gonna be hard to do pole tricks. So I feel like that's really why they keep it cold in there, you know. For 2 weeks, our air conditioning unit broke. Like, the whole entire thing broke. It was so hot in the building. Everybody was still working, y'all. It was so hot in there. This might be TMI, but it was so hot in there. I couldn't even go to work because I ended up getting a yeast infection because it was so fucking hot in there, y'all. Like, y'all don't understand. Imagine a club, middle of the summer, packed to the brim. Like, all sections are filled. Bitches are on stage. You're fucking working the pole. Like, I'm a pole princess. I be killing it, okay? I don't go up there and do the little dancey dance. Like, I be fucking flipping and tricking and all that shit. So, like, I be busting a sweat so bad that my wig literally be sweating off. Like, seriously. Sweating so bad. I couldn't work for 2 weeks because I had a yeast infection. And I never get yeast infections, y'all. Like, we be steaming it up over here. So, yeah. But that happened to me once. That was really bad. And it was really annoying because then it also fucks up your money that you can't work. Even if I didn't have the yeast infection, girl, it was so fucking hot in there. Nobody wanted to work. Like, nobody wanted to work. I remember that week, those 2 weeks, they were asking everybody if they wanted to work or what their schedule was. Baby, hit me up when the air is back, okay? Number 4. This happens a lot. Okay. This happens a lot. This is another thing that I think people don't really prepare for, especially Black girls, okay? I understand there are other ethnicities out there, but y'all don't understand how it is being Black in the sex work community. That shit, some of the shit that you hear, like, okay, everyday racism, it's just ignorant, okay? Whatever is ignorant, whatever. But, like, some of the shit that you hear during sex work is just like, did you really just say that? Like, yeah. So I have dealt with a lot of racist people. I have been kicked out of sections by managers, by customers, or told by, like, not kicked out, like, they were ignorant, like, get the fuck out, like, not like that, but I have been told, like, hey girl, you gotta go because they don't like Black girls and they don't want you over here. Or, like, the customer couldn't tell me themselves, which is annoying because, like, if you don't like Black girls, like, you should have the balls to say that. But they'll go get the manager, and the manager will, like, call you over, like, the loudspeaker and be like, hey, they don't want you over there. Yeah, that happens all the time, y'all. That happens, shit that, like, you know, when people are always like, oh, your hair, it's so nice, it's so pretty, can I touch it, blah, blah, blah. That happens all the time, and that used to happen all the time in the strip club. And then, like stuff over the internet, y'all. I feel like people have more balls over the internet because it's the internet and you can't see them in person. And I feel like a lot of these people wouldn't say half the shit that they say if you actually were in their face, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a lot worse when you deal with stuff over the internet. But I've had people say just like the most ignorant shit to me. And honestly, I really have some thick ass skin, so especially over the internet, like y'all, I have dealt with the most ignorant shit in the strip club in person to my face. So anything said to me over the internet is honestly like, girl, I know you're just saying it because, I mean, not girl, but boy, I know you're just saying it because you're behind that screen right now when you really want to stick your face in between this black ass. But that's fine. We'll save that conversation for another day. But yeah, dealing with racism, y'all, I dealt with that a lot. Unless I'm working, no offense, unless I'm working like in a hood club, like a booty shaking club where it's all like my people, you know. Obviously, I don't really deal with it there because everybody's the same usually. Long story short, if you're anything but white, you're gonna deal with racism. A lot of the Asian girls deal with racism too. It's either people are gonna absolutely love that you're a black girl or an Asian girl or a Hispanic girl or whatever ethnicity you are, or they're gonna hate it. It is what it is. There are people that have black girl fetishes that pay me a lot of money because I'm a black girl and they secretly like black girls and they can't do that shit in real life, so they come to the strip club or they do it online and live out their fantasy. And I'm sure that happens to a lot of people that are of other ethnicities, you know, sadly. But I mean, it is what it is. So if you can use it to your advantage, girl, use it to your advantage. So now we're gonna get into number 5, which is drugs and being around them and people overdosing. So this is a topic that's extremely serious to me, especially since I've had my baby. I'm gonna be like 100% real. If you know me for real, if you have had me on Snapchat, I mean, it was never a secret, y'all. It was never a secret that I was an extreme alcoholic, or a secret that I used to, I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it on YouTube. That's why I don't want to say it. But I used to, so I'm gonna, okay, I'm gonna say it without saying it. But I used to drink a lot. And I used to drink a lot of Coca-Cola, if you know what I'm saying. Not a lot at all, but I still used to drink it. So yeah. First off, never a day in my life before I was like stepped foot in the strip club did I ever do anything like that. Being around it, realizing how much money you can make off of getting people drunk or intoxicated in other ways makes you tempted to do things, especially when people come in with their own stuff and they're like, oh, here you go, let's all get drunk and party and, you know, drink the Coca-Cola. Y'all know what I'm saying, okay? Yeah, it's really hard to not be around it, especially when you're around people that have a fuck ton of money that are just gonna give it away if you just do it right alongside with them. Yeah, y'all, I mean, it is what it is. I would never say that I was addicted to that, though. I would honestly say, because I never did it at home. I never did it outside of that setting, like outside of the strip club, ever. But once I realized how the girls that were making all the money that they made were making all the money that they made, I was like, yeah, sign me up. So, but being around drugs is not good, y'all. You're like, oh, I would never. Y'all, I used to say the same exact shit because I'm just a real ass bitch. I'm gonna be real as fuck. But I used to say the same thing, like, I would never do that. Well, to me, I feel like that specific thing is not that big of a deal. I don't know why. To me, I feel like maybe, I don't know, it's like smoking to me, I guess. But I don't know, maybe it's because I've been around it, maybe it's because I'm desensitized to it, y'all. I've been a stripper for a long time, so I don't think y'all realize how normalized it is. I don't know where y'all are from, but where I'm from, people don't realize how normalized it is. Like, that is literally like smoking a cigarette or having a drink in the strip club, you know what I'm saying? Like, people dead ass just come up to you and ask you if you have it. Like, you know how people ask, oh, hey, you got a cigarette, or hey, do you got a lighter? They literally ask you straight to your face, out loud, just like that, like it's nothing. So you kind of get used to it, you know. Um, I'm glad that I don't do it anymore. I have not done it since before I was pregnant because I really only did it in that setting for that reason, to make money. But I'm still glad that I don't do it because a lot of stuff is being laced with fentanyl, and now a lot of stuff is being laced with something else. I don't remember. It's causing like skin eating lesions. I seen it on TikTok. I don't know if it's true or not. Probably. I don't really know. But anyways, yeah. Being around drugs, y'all, it's just hard to not be manipulated into doing it. And a lot of people are like, oh, I would never. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe y'all would never, but I'm not y'all and y'all ain't me. So I'm just telling y'all my experience and being truthful and telling y'all the bad things about stripping, because I feel like everybody glorifies this stuff without talking about all the stuff that happens. So also the overdosing, I have dead ass seen girls overdose on stage. I have seen it, cause there was a night when we were at the strip club and it didn't happen to me, but there were 3 girls like literally in a row. There was a guy in the club spiking people's drinks because the girls just started passing out left and right. They had to be carried out of the club. There was an ambulance and everything, and it's just like people don't. That was one of the safest, like high security clubs I ever worked at, y'all. And shit like that can still happen. Okay, so people, you just need to be careful. Like, even if you're not doing anything, y'all don't understand how crazy people are and how some guys are. They just want to drug people just to fucking do it. Because the club that I used to work at, there's no way a person would ever be able to walk out with a dancer. Like, nobody would have ever been able to sneak a girl out of the club with them. You know what I'm saying? Because we used to wear bracelets and everything. Like, no, it just doesn't happen. So it would have never gotten that far. But it's just the fact that shit like that can still happen in a club that's that classy and nice and high security, because people will still find ways to get shit in, and people will still find ways to get it in your drink or get it to you whether you want to or not. So just be careful, y'all. You never know what can happen, and I don't want that to scare y'all because that only happened one night out of the fucking 7 years that I've been stripping. But I'm just saying, anything can happen, so you need to be prepared for it. Okay. Number 6, working at clubs that aren't legit. Y'all, like I said in my how to get hired at a strip club or how to look for a strip club, I don't remember what the title was. But yeah, if you go to a club and you don't do paperwork, if they don't have you do any paperwork, that club is not legit, y'all. Let me tell you why. When I got jumped after the club that one time, I was working at a club. It was not a legit club, y'all. Like, I didn't do no paperwork to work there, but I worked there because I made so much fucking money so fucking fast. I didn't give a fuck. So when I got jumped, when I wanted the footage from the security camera so I could take legal action against these bitches and find out who they was and blah, 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 the club didn't want to cooperate because they didn't want to be involved in any legal matters. Now, there's nothing I can do about it because, I mean, I'm sure there was something I can do about it, but honestly, like, what are they going to do? They're not going to be, they didn't want anything to do with it, basically. So, yeah, but God forbid something would have happened to me when I got jumped and I would have actually got beat the fuck up or actually got injured or something. Say something would have happened to me, I'm gonna think that because they didn't want anything to do with me, like, wanting to go to the police about the fight. Imagine if something really happened to me and I would have really got injured or, like, really got a head injury or something. What would the club have even done? Like, would they have left me there? What would they have done? Would they have called the cops? Would they have called the ambulance even? Like, because I feel like they didn't want to be responsible for shit. But I went back to that club 1 or 2 other times, I think, after that, and never went back again. I don't even know why I went back after that, because I just liked working there. Y'all don't understand how much money I used to make at that club. And the 2 times that I went back after that, I didn't even make that much money because the club was shitty as fuck. So, whatever. Anyways, leading into that, number 7, we have fights. Now, y'all, I feel like this happens more, no offense, at hood clubs than it does at other clubs like gentlemen's clubs. Now, people do fight at gentlemen's clubs, but usually at gentlemen's clubs, that shit is not tolerated at all. Like, they do not play that shit. If you fight, bitch, like, you're done. Like, pack your shit and go. You're never gonna be seen from again because they don't do that fighting shit. And girl, like, I used to work at these clubs and girls would just want to fight for no reason. So, like, This one time, this girl asked me to use, first off, I used to be, this is whenever I was like, before I was even in cosmetology school, so this was a long fucking time ago. This girl asked me to use my makeup. Girl, it's dirty as fuck to use other people's makeup. I don't fucking know you. Girl, the club was dirty as hell. The girl did not look like she was, not saying she was dirty, but like, girl, I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know where your hands been. I don't know where your face been. Like, you could have just been sucking dick. Like, I don't know. Like, I straight up told her no. Not in an ignorant way, but I was like, I don't usually let people use my makeup, girl. I was like, I'd rather not. I'm sorry. Like, cause I like, that's how I used to be, like, very apologetic and shit. People don't care if you're apologetic. I should have just been like, no. But, yeah, that's what I told her. And she just straight up, like, started acting like a bitch. Like, started slamming shit in the dressing room. And I'm like, babe, are you okay? Like, over some highlighter? We didn't end up fighting. She didn't end up fighting me, but it's just, girl, I'm telling you, there will be some clubs that you work at, especially because you're new. Some clubs that you work at when you're new, they're either going to be extremely welcoming, or extremely, like, a bad fucking vibe, bitch. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I worked at a Magic City once, and the vibe was fucking, like, not from the staff, really, or the customers, but from the girls in the dressing room. Yeah, girl. Yeah, after that, I was kind of like, I don't really like that club, especially then, because I was a beginner and I didn't have the attitude that not the attitude, but I didn't have, like, the personality, like, the boundaries that I have now. Like, I didn't really stick up for myself how I do now, like I did, how I do now. Like, I didn't stick up for myself back then, basically. So, yeah, but anyways, I've never been into a fight at the strip club. I only got jumped once after the strip club. And it wasn't girls, like, from the strip club, it was fucking customers. So, yeah, but yeah, girl, there are a lot of fights that break out at certain strip clubs, so just be careful which strip club you go to. I recommend gentlemen's clubs, y'all, especially for beginners, because they're very nice and subtle and calm. And yeah, I had number 8 on here, the time I got jumped. I told you about the time I got jumped a million times. There's a video on it. If I remember, I'll put the tag below. But yeah, there's a whole video on it, so I'm not going to go into detail on it. But there's a whole video on my channel about the time that I got jumped after work. So go watch that if you want to. Number 9. Oh my gosh. The time, I forgot about that. The time that, this is one reason, or a bunch of reasons. There's a bunch of reasons, but this is, like, one of the main reasons why I don't take bitches with me. Like, I don't take nobody with me. I don't care who you are, unless you're my best friend page. I don't like to take nobody with me because bitches be on weird shit, and I am not trying to be responsible for nobody. Because, like, first off, I'm gonna tell, I don't even have to try to, like, be like, oh girl, come on, let's go. Like, I don't gotta babysit nobody. So the fact that I do babysit people and people still be like, oh, trying to do their own shit, I'm not trying to be responsible for nobody. Like, okay, I tell you, this was the first club I ever worked at, like, beginner, first, like, 2, maybe 1 to 3 months stripping. Girl that I know used to get so fucked up, because we used to ride with groups of people. Sometimes I would ride with one person, 2 people, or a group of people. But this one girl, she got so fucked up after the club, and this club was so shitty and like a hole in the wall ass club, but it was still, like, pretty good. You would still make decent money there. Not decent, but what I thought back in the day when I was a beginner, decent. Yeah, it was decent for then. It was after the club, so we were dressed, the club was closed and everything, and it was a customer that would, like, really come in to see her. So, like, she did have his number, she was talking to him and stuff, but she had never went with him or anything. It was after the club and she was drunk as fuck. Girl, she literally gets in the car and leaves with him. Like, so I didn't even know she left with him. I'm in her car waiting, because I have her keys, her bag, her everything. Like, I'm like, girl, where the fuck is you at? Like, cause she's texting me, like, get my keys, get my bag. Because she was already in the dude's car. But they had already pulled off, and I didn't know that they pulled off. But she was so fucked up, she didn't tell me that they pulled off, because I don't think she realized that they pulled off. Yeah, girl, I just witnessed my friend fucking drive away with niggas that I don't even know. And now, God forbid something would have happened to her. What am I going to tell her friends? What am I going to tell her mom? Like, and there was nothing I could do about it because she was already fucking gone. Like, it wasn't like I let her go with him, because I would have never done nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I don't like being responsible for people, and honestly, that's traumatizing. Like, I don't want to see my fucking friend get in the car with a man that I don't know and just drive away. Like, girl, what? Who does that? Don't do that. Number 10, trauma and sexual assault. You will get trauma from being sexually assaulted, and if you work in a strip club, I don't care who you are, you will be sexually assaulted, even though there are rules. Men are men, and that's just what happens. Yes, there are females that come into the strip club, but it's mostly men. Trauma, not just from sexual assault, but things from seeing people overdose, seeing people be drugged, seeing my friend get in the car with people that I don't know. It's just like, those are all things that really, like, I always remembered, and things that just kind of traumatized me a little bit, where I'm like, well, girl, like, you gotta be really smart about who you go with, where you go, what you do, how much you drink, and shit like that, because it's crazy out here. The sexual assault, I don't care. I feel like a lot of people categorize sexual assault like certain things aren't sexual assault. Being touched where you don't want to be touched is sexual assault. Being touched when you don't want to be touched is sexual assault. Somebody pulling their penis out on you is sexual assault. Like, is sexual assault. Somebody even like catcalling you repeatedly when you don't want to be catcalled, whatever, or saying certain shit to you, that is sexual assault. You will be sexually assaulted in the strip club because it is a place where sex sells, and people can't control themselves sometimes, y'all. And it does happen. People pull their wieners out. People grab you in places that you're not supposed to be grabbed. That's another reason why you need to work at a good club where they have good security and cameras in all the rooms and in all of the lap dances. And they don't expect you to sell your cooch, because we don't do that here, y'all. We really want to go to the strip club to make money, and if anything weird happens, if anything weird goes down, we need security to come in and kick them motherfuckers out, okay? I have one more left. Demons and alcohol, y'all. Y'all. I feel like people don't talk about demons and alcohol. Number 1, you are in the strip club. The root of everything is sex and money, y'all. That's all everybody is worried about. They're either worried about one or the other, or both of them. Alcohol takes the spirit out of you, which is why there's a bunch of demons, there's a bunch of bad spirits. There might even be good spirits in the strip club. They just might be a little bit lost and not really dominant in the strip club, because it's a fucking strip club. Like, look where you're at. But alcohol is called spirits, right? But the reason that it's called that is because whenever you make tinctures, whenever you make things, it literally takes the essence from the herb that you are soaking in the alcohol. So it's taking your essence, it's taking your spirit. That's why you're not you when you're drunk or intoxicated. When people are like, oh, the drunk you is the real you, I don't really believe that sometimes. Because girl, when I get fucked up, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. It ain't the real me. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, seriously. I don't do that anymore, but I used to. But point is, that's another thing that I think people really don't talk about, especially as a spiritual person. That's gonna be my next video, y'all, is how to be a spirit. Well, not my next video, but one of my upcoming videos is going to be how to incorporate your spirituality into the club and stay protected and stuff like that. There's definitely demons in the strip club, definitely bad spirits. Nobody in there has good intentions, really. So there's that. But those were my bad things about the strip club. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure we will make another video. But here's gonna be my speech to you, and I am being so genuine and so serious when I say this. Sex work in general, not just stripping. I'm talking about sex work, stripping, cam girl, OnlyFans, doing anything sexual online, on any platform that is www. That is World Wide Web, babe, okay? It is on the World Wide Web. Not only that, if people find out that you're a stripper, or if you want to do this little advertising thing where everybody wants to be famous and do like everybody wants to be famous off social media, which I think is amazing, because fuck working for other people, y'all. Be your own boss. But I feel like a lot of people jump into stripping because it's quick money and it's this and that, when people do not know what the fuck they're getting into. A lot of people strip and it is not for them, okay? It is okay if it's not for you. I have done this shit for so long and I loved it, and it was probably one of the best times of my life. But I can honestly admit, the only thing that I had when I stripped was a lot of fucking money. A lot of fucking money and a lot of fucking alcohol. I stopped doing all my hobbies. I stopped doing everything that I loved, like cosmetology, doing people's hair, doing people's makeup, doing people's nails. Why? Because I was gonna make more money stripping. Why did I stop doing all my hobbies? Because why would I have a hobby when I could be at the club making $1,000 or more? I never spent time with my family. Why? Because I can be at the strip club right now making $2,000-3,000, especially if I knew a customer was coming in, or if certain people were coming in, or if it was a game night, or if it was a certain night, or whatever the fucking case may be. When you make that much money, you start to get addicted to making that much money. And there's so many opportunities and things in my life that I missed out on and that I regret so much because I was so fixated on making so much money. Okay, y'all, and even though it was fun, it was a fucking, oh my god, my neck hurts so bad. It was a huge life lesson learned, so I'm glad that I got through that, like, spending money stage in my life. I had an amazing time. Being a stripper was one of the best decisions I've ever made for me, personally, because I was pretty much fucking homeless, and even though I became an alcoholic, I mean, maybe not saying one of the best decisions I ever made, because there's a lot of bad things that I did and had happened to me because of karma and or because I was drinking or whatever the fucking case may be. Yeah, y'all, like I was saying, and note, stripping is not for everybody. Sex work is not for everybody. Once you put your foot into sex work, you cannot take it out. It cannot be erased, okay? But y'all, we look hella cute, so it's time to redo our lips. It's time to redo our lips and get dressed because we have OnlyFans content to make. Excuse me. Under that, listen, y'all. I burp once at least every video. Like, I just can't help it. I don't know what it is. Oh my god. That does something to me. Peace out. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know if you guys have any more questions, any more suggestions, and make sure you follow me everywhere on anything. Click the Linktree, and all my social medias are linked down below. Peace out.